Hello, Master Study. It's Lulu. And I felt compelled to do a run through with you all as we begin a new week. I wish that I could commit to doing a weekly, but of course I cannot commit to that. But here we are. Okay. So I'm just going to hop right in. I pray that all of you are well. I pray that you are protecting yourself. Here's the thing, really quick. We are in a time and space, okay, where it's hard for people to balance both worlds. What does that mean? Balancing both worlds, okay? When we are down and out or doing shadow work, we tend to want to know all the things that may have to do with shadow work, whether it's regarding a relationship, which is really comes back to yourself, the relationship with yourself, or what have you. So we'll use relationships as an example, since love is something that a lot of people look for outside of themselves, right? So when people are looking for love outside of themselves and they're going through a heartbreak or what have you, don't understand why someone doesn't want them when they are doing that's the shadow work that needs to happen, right? Because we grow through our experiences with ourselves and other people, and more importantly, we experience people through ourselves, right? Because your experience won't be the same experience that someone else has with the same person. Okay, so what I'm saying is that when people are on the up and up, and oh, I'm not thinking about relationships, oh, I'm not thinking about this, that, and the other, oh, I'm not, the shadow work is done, or what have you. Basically, shadow work is done, right? They feel like they're on the other side of it. They tend to stop the learning, because you learn on purpose with purpose, okay? So they tend to not want to learn or want to continue to grow in a way that is holds them more accountable. When you are doing the work yourself, you hold yourself accountable for the work that you are doing, so you continue to grow, you continue to experience certain things and welcome those experiences, right? So we live in a day and age where when people are on the other side of shadow work, when they're on the other side of spiritual attacks, when they're on the other side of anything and they feel like they are on the up and up, they do not want to, what is that? They do not want to, many people tend to not want to still even talk about certain things that really will encourage and inspire growth. It's also empowering. What is that? Whatever. So I've noticed that a lot this year, that a lot of the hard subjects, people don't want to talk about the hard subjects. They don't want to get into too much detail about things that they've overcome or what have you. And all too often it's because they are triggered. And when they are triggered, they don't like how uncomfortable they are. If you are still triggered by something that you think that you healed from, guess what? Are you healed? Right? So I just say that to say, just be mindful of how you are out here moving, your clients and whoever it is that you deal with, how people are moving, okay? Because you do have people who only want good things all the time. There's no way that we'll have good all the time. If you have good all the time, that means you are not looking at or paying attention to even the smallest things that may be occurring. And even if it's someone who is bringing it to you that this is what's going on with me, or someone just needs you to a shoulder to lean on, that in itself shows you that everything is not all good, okay? But a lot of times people are speak of themselves selfishly, you see. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, whatever it is I'm talking about. What do you have for the master study? Always be open to growth. Always be ready to have hard conversations, because as well it makes you a better conversationalist. Okay, and look at that, the circle and the owl popped out. Okay, the circle, the infinite eight, and the owl. Collaboration and bringing things to an end with wisdom. With wisdom, stability, and sage guidance, okay? Connecting with, right? your divine sisterhood, brotherhood, connecting with people who are on your path. I'm pretty sure many of you this year have come to a space where you have outgrown some people, or you had to let some people go. You know, whether you closed the door and locked it, or when they left, or if you closed the door, but you know they have a key, they can come back, right? That's totally up to you, depending on your situation. But what they're calling for here is that you focus here on your ability to discern. You focus here on your ability to connect and see who and what you are connecting to, right? When it comes to your divine circle here. And again, I know I've talked about it before when it comes to spiritual communities and those things. It is very important that you do not join a cult. I need to make sure that I post that information, the signs that it may be a cult. Okay, a lot of people may call us a cult. We are not. Y'all are free thinkers. I ask y'all all the time to go do y'all research. I just come on here, do what I gotta do, and I leave. That's it. I don't try to, tell you what to do and how to do every day of your life. And this is, have this whole way of living that whatever. I don't think it's a cult. Now, what information do you have for my master study, honey? It's also very important. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. Hold on, y'all. It's also very important that when you are praying, you know how you have a sacred space for praying, meditating, doing your spiritual practices, that you are not allowing anyone in that space. Because all spirits are not easy to cleanse and clean out, especially if you cannot identify what type of energy that is, what type of celestial being that is, what type of alien force that is, right? There may need to be some type of, I don't know if some of you have a sacred space that has a window in it. They're asking that you allow it to be cleansed by moonlight or sunlight. Here, it needs some air. It needs to breathe. If that makes sense. If it doesn't have if it's like a closet or something like that, you can sage it and do all of those things, but you want to put a blower or like a fan to also help to cleanse out every crease, crevice, and corner in it as well. And this may even just be your home overall. I know today I'm doing my office, so that'll be very, very interesting, okay? Now, your bedroom, okay? Your bedroom is a sacred space. I know you know that. I just come to confirm it. That there may need to be some work done around the bedroom or around the bed. Remember when we talked about the ammonia and all those things? So you can bring the ammonia in, the cascarilla in, the mugwort and lavender over the bedpost, a small jar of acid, whatever it is. Just cleanse around the bed, the actual bed, the mattress. Pay attention to any type of different scents in different areas of your room. That's going to be a trigger to let you know what needs to be cleansed in that area, or what needs to be paid attention to. Use your discernment, okay? Connect to what type of cleanse needs to go there, and go where you are led is where you are fed, you see. That's why I don't go real into detail about certain things, even though we do have emerging intuitives here, okay? Now then, also, since the veil has thinned, which the veil is always thin, right? But since the veil has thinned here recently, it's very important. Oh, y'all, okay? It's very important that you connect on a regular basis, in the morning, all throughout the day, okay? Like on that 9-day journey to mindfulness recent promo ad that I did, and I'm waking up like, I'm making my business to smile when I wake up, because if I don't smile just for even being able to wake up and look around me and see things, then what is carrying into me from yesterday or days past? I know I've made it a point in the past. I got gel under my nails. It's ghetto. I made it a point in the past to inform many people. I know a lot of things that I talked about in the past, and I was supposed to elaborate and all those things. There's a lot of content, a lot of things for me to discuss and expound on. But when it comes to when you wake up in the morning, okay, how you end your previous day can determine how you begin your next day. Okay, so that circle also comes in for that, a circle of protection. Before, see, a lot of times you get so caught up in life you forget, and sometimes it can be work, but anything that you create a habit out of, it makes it easier. It makes it like clockwork, and you forget that it's even a habit. You just like, this is just part of my life. Okay, before you go to bed, you write out your list of things that you're going to do the next day or that you plan to do, because we don't know one day from the next. I'm a huge fan of just going with the flow, but I have to do some things according to a schedule or whatever. Now, before you go to bed, you write out what you are grateful for. You write out, or you can already have a gratitude list from the top of the week, top of the month, or whenever, because a lot of times we have so much to be grateful for. We can add so much to that list. It'd be the smallest things, right? So you go ahead and you say your what you are grateful for, what have you, what you are grateful that you have, what's coming in, what you've released. We don't say what we're grateful that's on the release, because we're affirming the opposite so that we can bring in more of what is in alignment with our vibration now, and not what we are not willing to even go back to or deal with. We don't want to give it no energy. We just want it gone out the way by poof, right? So you do your gratitude, you do your list of whatever it is that you need to do tomorrow. There's so many different things. So you find your simplicity in whatever it is that you do as a ritual that will help you to wake up and be ready for the day. Now, even with the days throughout the month where it's kind of hard, you kind of push yourself, you got to pull, you don't have the motivation that, especially with the entrepreneurial intuitives who have their own business, every day is a different day. But as long as you focus on your vision and your why, it should push you a little more. Do the hardest thing that you have to do early, so that way you won't be dreading it all day and it's like in the back of your mind weighing heavy. Just look at it like a very, very heavy person just weighing on you, sitting on you, and trying to stop you from doing what it is that you need to do. Been there. Got a couple of t-shirts. All right. Even when you don't have, look, let me tell you something. Even when you don't have sage or you don't have any of all these cleaning products, all this stuff, okay? It's on you how you work your practices, but overall, you got everything you need here. You can whistle, you can talk, you can clap it out, break up the energy, clap it out, break it up, break it up, break it up, break it up. Affirm what's in the air. Ain't nothing but love, prosperity, and peace in this earth. Ain't nothing but a force to be reckoned with in this earth. Okay? Cleanse it like that. You don't need a whole lot of stuff going on. Before you go to bed, you make sure that you connect with your guides, connect to the one, let it be known that your ancestors or whoever. Now, look, I know we talk about this, but we'll have to go into depth a little stronger when it's time to, about all ancestors are not down for the cause. So when you need to be very specific. If you have, like, for me, I have certain ancestors that have a lot to do with my journey. Okay, it's kind of like, they passing the baton. Okay, so you want to be mindful of that. If you don't know all of your ancestors or what have you, whatever it is that you are going through, ask that you connect to those ancestors that are well versed or ascended masters who may have something to do with what it is that where you are going and how you are going through it. They went through similar experiences or what have you, maybe on a broader scale, you see. Because it'll never be direct, but it will be very influential to your path. So I've talked about that before, but I guess I need to go into it. There's a lot for us to go into, and I don't know if we'll be going through, over the course of us being here on Patreon, but at the end of the day, there's that, okay? So you want to be very mindful of that, because the same way that there are all these energies lurking or what have you, you need to make sure that you know your people and know that you are actually connecting to your people. Put something up that's an actual sign that you are connecting to your people, and make sure that you are connecting and covering your space so that, these other weirdos can't come through, okay? That's what I call them now, weirdos. What information do you have for the master study, honey? So I roll up out of here. Told you. There's a bright new beginning. This is the sun card. This is a lot of change that is coming through with that 5. Change is inevitable. We welcome change because without change, we'll be doing the same old thing, right? Things will become very, very redundant. So this is a new beginning, some type of truth being illuminated. But overall, this is you being fierce. This is you taking what you need and making the best out of it here. This is a lot of ancient mystery, a lot of ancient information coming through. Don't be mindful that there's a lot of information that is coming through that will be able to propel you forward if you are ready. This is like a glimmer of hope. This is the moment of opportunity that you've been waiting for, whatever that means, okay? I'm down for it. Clarify these cards for my beautifuls. Make sure all the people and all the things that you're connecting with are in tune with your higher self, okay? Highest purpose. Ask on a regular basis because there's been a lot of people that have been misled in these past few years because they want answers, they want truth. They're trying to connect, and by connecting, they are connecting with what feels right to certain parts of them that they are actually leaving behind. So you got to be mindful of that. When you are joining these different communities and getting in these different groups, you're going to be very mindful. Okay, I need to do a checklist about it because you have to be sure that you protect yourself, because we talked about this before on the channel, how people will get into these groups and not knowing that the people, there's like 2 or 3 people over these groups that are draining the energy of the people in the damn group. That's why I do everything by myself. Shit. But y'all can't, I'm pretty sure that y'all can't do that. That's not for everybody to do things by themselves. It's just for me to do things by myself, apparently. Because, you know, whatever. What do you desire? What is it that you want? Have you written it out? Have you talked it out? You got a blank canvas here that's going to bring in this new beginning. And when you're ready to release yourself from the past, it's time to paint a bright new future and visualize what it looks like and what it feels like. To the best of your ability. Going back to school, that's that group setting again. Schooling, study, and education helps your life purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. I cannot express it enough that how important it is to continue to read, continue to explore, continue to learn, continue to hone your craft, whatever that is. You got continuing education courses all the time when you get certified for something or go to school for something prominent, right? You have to keep going back and doing those CE, what is it? I forgot what I said, CLE, didn't I? CE, whatever. Continuing education courses, right? So they're saying to make your decision, ask yourself, what takes me closer to my divine purpose and what brings me from it? What is that? Who takes me closer? What takes me closer? How do I look into it? It's in you. But you have to relax and be at peace and at one with yourself enough and enough to be open to all of the possibilities you see. So it's very important that, you know, you are in tune with who you are and how you are. Don't wait for the new year. Don't wait for the new year. We already talked about it because there's been a lot of planning, plotting, and going on in these past few months where people are already, you getting ready for your new year and they getting ready for your new year too. Not everyone, but this is for most of you who are out and about, whether it's family, friends, co-workers, whoever. You must understand that these people who are hosts for these energies, okay, these are conversations people don't want to have. They want to have them, but they want to have them where you're not talking directly to me because it's going to trigger me and I'm going to start thinking somebody. You need to take control of your mind. How are you in the master study and you don't have control of your mind? How are you in the master study and you don't have control of your ability to research and use your discernment? If you are not there yet, we're working with you to get you there, but you have to do this with intention. You have to be able to talk about the hard subjects. You have to be able to go in spaces. How can you be a warrior of light if you are only want to be in the light? I need to make a graph. I was thinking about a graph to explain it real simple. I need a chalkboard. I'm going out and getting one today, or some kind of board, because I had a vision of how I can explain how the shit works, and it's real simple. People, you know, you got to stop being scared of shit. Why? Why are you afraid? What is there really to be afraid of? Once you make peace with the fact that I will die one day, there's nothing else you should be afraid of. Unless somebody got a gun in your face, bitch. Now, we ain't talking about if you're in imminent danger or you just had a huge something happen or whatever. Okay? You just had a huge something happen to where you are on a ventilator or some shit. That's different. And even in that, you should still have strong faith. Build your faith now, so when it comes down for you to use your faith, which is one of the baddest weapons you could possibly have, you'll be able to move forward. You will be able to veer forward. You don't know how you made it out of there, but all you know is that you kept the faith. You knew that you are designed and built a certain way. I'm gonna go. What do you have for my beautiful masterminds? Because I know they tired of me talking shit. So there's some important documents coming through or some kind of contract that needs to be signed. If again, to make your decision, ask yourself what takes you closer to your divine purpose and what brings you from it. Any type of heartache or trouble here, someone may be getting a divorce, but any type of heartache or trouble or what have you that may transpire, just know that you're going to grow through it. Whatever. What information do you have for the master study, honey? This is going to happen in a short time. That there may be something that happens that lets you down. There may be something that happens that turns you around. You got let down in a short time. The blues, important paper. I mean, deal with it. Look, you got to deal with it here and there. Every time something happens, there's always a way out of it. You got to learn how to make a way out of no ways and cry over what's meant, shed tears over what's meant to have a tear. Is that even worth your tears? Hurt, pain, sorrow, is it real? But you have to really ask yourself. Yes, of course, there are things that happen that are going to require that we hurt right there. But how long you hurt and how long you sit on your hands is up to you. Take as much time as you need, but when it's time for your ass to get up, come on and get up. And some things don't need but 5 minutes of your time. Some people don't even need but 5 minutes of your time to go ahead and let that go and see what that is. Let that go and let that be where it is. So it's on you to determine how to move forward. It's on you to determine how you are going to work through certain things and how fast. Because there's an important and some information coming through that may be unsatisfying. That's part of life. That goes back to what I said at first. It's part of life. All right.